I'm a coffee snob. Do something about it. Good morning. Look at that. Look at that glorious, glorious sun. I'm calling it. The season's turning. The season is turning, and I don't care if that's not backed up with any realistic seasonal weather indicators. That's the only indicator I need. It's also come to my attention that the video quality on this camera, on this phone camera, is that of a potato, and I would like to apologize for that. We'll fix that soon, but in the meantime, these videos are brought to you by Where Ant Goes Potato Phone Industries, and I appreciate your ongoing support, all 4 people watching. All right, I will see you later tonight. I'm going back to the office. There's nothing interesting to see, but I'll see you later tonight. Cheers. Good evening, mate. How are you? Just finished work. Another day, another pound, as it were. Tonight, let's go for a walk. Walking's fun. It's all the rage. People are trying it a lot these days. I have a friend of mine, who has the opening of a new pub tonight, which is very exciting. But it's not here where I am right now, walking down Kingsway, south towards the Thames. This pub is in a place called Elephant and Castle, which is on the south side of the river. And I think that's actually quite a nice walk. So, won't you join me? And we'll walk together. And we'll have a little chat along the way. As I mentioned, this is Kingsway. Once again, pretty self-confidently named street. Bit of a controversial street, this one. When it was built, I believe at the start of the 20th century, it demolished a whole lot of the existing Holborn area, which was a very intricate, winding, what sounded like pretty cool network of little streets and nooks and crannies and such. And instead, in its place, this big old boulevard was slapped down there at a big straight angle, much like a lot of the UK's colonial decisions of previous centuries. I believe it's one of the widest streets in London, one of the widest streets in the UK. That width may not be picked up very well, but you're just gonna have to trust me on that. I'm tired this evening, mate. Anyway, no excuse. Onwards. I've got to take a slight detour from the most direct route here in order to show you something very important, very spiritually important in many ways to the humble Australian in London. This is Australia House. How can you tell? Why, there's the Aboriginal and Australian flag. That's a bit of a giveaway. This is the embassy, the consulate, however you want to describe it. Whenever you're running low on important Australian supplies like Vegemite or iron ore, you can just come down here, pick up a little bit of a supply, and be on your way. And now walking across Waterloo Bridge. US Capitol building on the left there. The more I film on this phone, the more I am realizing the potato-like quality of this footage. I think it's time for an upgrade in phone and camera. You can see some of the key monuments of London. You can see the London Eye, of course, which is that big purple condom-looking thing. Some kind of clock to the right of it. I'm not sure what that is. If it's not in Australian Eastern Standard Time, I don't really have much use for it, so not really impressed, to be honest. Who among us have not listened to Waterloo Sunset by the Kinks and dreamt of being in this city? And if you've heard that song before and you don't like it, or you haven't dreamt about being on this bridge or at Waterloo Station, or having friends in your life called Terry/Judy, you're lying. Wake the fuck up. You live in a lie. Stop trying to pretend to be something you're not. National Theatre. I will see you in August. Got some tickets the other day to a show there that I'm very excited about. Trying to go along to more cultural things and pretend I'm a more cultural person and not the kind of half human, half rat-like person I am that will typically be found in a pub on a weekend rather than doing something of any, mature conduct. I'm 32 years old. And there is the famous Waterloo Station from the Kinks song. Which kind of begs two questions in my mind. I don't know if anyone else is thinking about this, but I am, so you have to hear about it. How many times has someone walked through this station while humming that song in their head? And as a result, is it the most locationally dependent song ever recorded in human history? Like, have more people sung the song while being here than for any other song about any other location? I think Rolling Stones ranked Waterloo Sunset within the top 10 songs of all time. And if that is the case, I think there's a strong case to make that argument. So that is where Terry meets Julie. But the follow-up question I have is, in 2025, if Terry did indeed meet Julie on every Friday night, what would they do around here? What kind of activities would they get up to? Once they were to cross this pedestrian crossing, for example, would they go to KFC? Would Terry and Julie meet at Waterloo Station every Friday night to slap down a zinger box? Is that something they do? Does that qualify as a hot date in 2025? I don't know. You tell me. A bargain bucket, $16.49. What would Terry and Julie say about inflation of fried chicken in 2025? Would £16.49 be an acceptable price for a Friday night dinner date? Would Terry and Julie consider that finger-licking good? Would they wear the empty bucket of chicken on their head like some kind of helmet? Perhaps they would catch a showing of Mean Girls afterwards. Maybe Terry and Julie were into that thing. We'll never really know. And that's the beautiful thing. Keep on keeping on here. Keep on walking south. Under the bridge. Terry and Julie eat Fishco-Tech fish and chips every Friday night. It's secretly fried rat, but it doesn't matter. They're wearing KFC hat. Popcorn chicken. Da 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 da. Terry and Julie every Friday night eating KFC. KFC zinger box. Very cool. Now we're just gonna keep walking south towards where we need to go. It's crazy, man. I just walked past a bar that I haven't been to in like 3 years maybe. And sorry, bust exhaust pipe there. I just walked past a bar I haven't been to in about 3 years. And it's things like that that kind of make me reflect sometimes on the amount of time I've been in this city. It's been 6 years. It's fucking crazy, man. When you're in a big city like this, you are a mere pawn on the stage for a millisecond, and the city's constantly changing, and things are always kind of shifting around you. Specific places, bars, restaurants, whatever it is, parks. When you haven't been to a place like that in a while, when you kind of walk past it for the first time in ages, it's like a mini time capsule and just takes you back to what your life was like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Often when I think about the time spent here, it feels as if I've been here 6 months or a year sometimes, like a really quick amount of time. But then individual moments like that, individual memories, places, really trip me out because, yeah, 6 years. God damn. I often kind of think I don't know how much longer I'll be in this city. It's been 6 years. But yeah, I have many moments of nostalgia sometimes when I'm reminded of something specific that happened, like a pleasant memory, as flimsy and insignificant as a random bar that I went to once. But yeah, it reminds me of like good times, good friends here, good experiences. Yeah. It's a great city, what can I say? Life's good, my friend. Go have more fun experiences. Go do more fun shit. It's my deep advice for you today. Take it or leave it. It's your call. What am I, meant to be relied upon for good advice? I never guaranteed you that. Okay, let's keep walking. But yeah, that's all I'm trying to say is that when I went to that random bar a few years ago, I remember that day at the time felt like a really kind of average, mundane, boring day out. And I look back on it as this warm, fuzzy, nostalgic memory, which just goes to show, like, you get so easily caught up in the routine and the what feels like monotony and kind of unremarkable nature of like regular days and kind of social outings or whatever, and then you find yourself a few years later or whatever it is, reflecting on it with a lot more poignant memory. You can draw whatever conclusion you wish to from that. But yeah, man, you gotta make the most of your time and have some kind of gratitude for what's happening around you when it's happening, because this shit doesn't slow down for anyone. I'm trying to be a bit more present with that stuff this year, and maybe that's what these kind of silly videos are speaking to a little bit of. I'd like to document more stuff. I look back at my camera roll over the last few years, and I just feel like so much hasn't been captured. So many good little moments on a regular week, on a weekend, or throughout the week just haven't been recorded, and that sucks. I feel like we should be more aware of what's going on around us and enjoy the moment more. I hope this doesn't sound too corny. I'm probably explaining this really poorly, but yeah, man, more good stuff this year, more appreciation and gratitude for what's happening. Life's good, mate. Life's tough, but it's good. Keep on keeping on. As I keep on keeping on towards Elephant and Castle, of which we are pretty close. And here is Elephant and Castle. You may rightly be asking yourself, as a curious viewer, why is it called Elephant and Castle? Well, I'm pretty sure, and don't come after me if I'm wrong here, which I may well be, but I'm pretty sure it's named after the pub, which I think we're going to, the Elephant and Castle. If I'm completely wrong on that, then please feel free to shame me for my lack of historical facts. But if you're watching this video hoping to learn facts, truth, and be 1% more knowledgeable for watching this video, you've come to the wrong place, my friend. Well, I'm gonna go inside and have a delicious beverage. I don't know about you. If you were here, I'd say join me, but you can't really through the screen. So, all right, I'm here with George. I can confirm that the pub is excellent.
It is.
The Guinness Zero is tasty.
The Hepcap was delicious.
Hepcap was delicious. I ate a lot of wings. I'm very full.
1 kilo of wings.
I am full of wing. Wing and ding ding. This is great. All right. Hey, I am back home. Made it back. That was a fun night. It was pretty brief, but when I was in there and as I was leaving, I kept thinking about what I was talking about as I was on the way into the pub. That was a brief, neat, efficient Wednesday, having a couple of drinks with some mates. That's the kind of night when in the moment feels like a very normal, not a big deal kind of thing. But I know that in 5 years' time, if I ever find myself walking back past that pub again, I'm going to look back on that night with this intense, positive, nostalgic memory. And that's the kind of thing that I was trying to get at before. Gotta do more to be more kind of present in these moments and enjoying everything for what it is. Because, yeah, man, I found myself recently thinking more and more about past experiences that at the times felt like very mundane, not important, run-of-the-mill nights out or catch-ups with friends or trying new things that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years later were really special and memorable. So, yeah, just to kind of close the loop on that thought. Tonight was another example of that. Good times. Good pub. If you're ever in Elephant and Castle, go to the pub. You can't miss it because it's called Elephant and Castle, and that's what Elephant and Castle is named about. It's the pub. So if you're there, I think that's self-explanatory. I am going to edit this video, put it on the internet for mass consumption of 10 people, and then go to bed. Safe travels. Peace.